Yeah, let's get into our recaps. Pretty awesome session last time. A series of really cool sessions. I've been liking how the story's been turning recently, but let's get into our recaps. And we got everyone here tonight too. Elward, if they're not still waiting on the bathroom, go ahead and kick off our recaps. Cool. He might be preoccupied. No worries. We'll come back to him.
Yeah, honestly, I'm fine with him not giving an update from the bathroom, but
Yeah. We don't want that information. In fact, tonight we'll start off with Nisha, if you don't mind kicking us off.
All right, so let's see. We ventured out of the Amber Temple, met back up with our good friend Serva. Have not run into Villainous, although I'm sure he's still hot on our trail somewhere in the deep of the forest. And then followed Serva on something of a vision quest to. Oh, sorry, got a baby grabbing my headphones. There we go. Holding the baby, and he's like, he loves grabbing my AirPods. He's just like, "Ooh, what's this thing in your ear? I'm going to grab." Okay, so that led us on to kind of a frozen, kind of dilapidated fortress ruins, where we were able to fight. I don't know the technical term, but zombie dragon is what I'm calling it. Where Nisha got to be completely ineffectual. Well, actually, Nisha and Casimir had a rough go, as Casimir got knocked out in round one from the frost breath, and or like zombie part frost breath. I'm not sure what you call that breath weapon. And Nisha was completely useless, dealing I think a total of 4 points of damage all fight. So it was a rough go last session, but happy to have found the. Actually, I'm spacing out. Is this the second, or this is the second jewel? I think for the Wizard of Wands for the Mardikovs, and also hopefully being in the. It's the third. Oh shit, my bad. Third, and also being able to help Serba on. Sorry, baby, grab it. Stuff. The baby, helping Serva on her particular kind of branch mission here, which I'll let her fill us in on. But yeah, looking forward to getting the hell off this mountain where not everything is immune to ice damage.
Yeah, gotta get away from the cold immunity. Indeed, last session was pretty successful. A lot of huge hits from the enemies and from you guys. I think Zombie Dragon is definitely accurate. Very accurate way to describe it. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see you next. Next will be Dimitri, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Yeah, last session we climbed up to Mount Gakis and the peak of Mount Gakis, and had a fight with the zombie dragon or Franken dragon or however you want to call it. It was pretty crazy. I think some of us did damage, but I definitely think the major damage dealer for that fight was definitely Serva, which I think is uh appropriate considering it's kind of like she's part of the Order of the Silver Dragons, and it's part of her quest. I feel like that was good. She definitely had some super brutal hits on that dragon, which was awesome. Yeah, luckily the dragon only had one breath weapon, or one breath. It didn't recharge, because that would have definitely changed the what happened in the battle. But yeah, now just like Dave, I'm excited to get off the mountain. Not because things are immune to my weapons, but because Dimitri just doesn't like being cold, and he's ready to get back down into the normal temperature area. Yeah, that's it. Oh, we did get the third the third seed, which I didn't think we were actually going to get because I had no idea where it was. But it's just I think it's fortunate that it was in Argynvost, and we completed like 2 missions in one go without even realizing we were going to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Used the magic seed animated this Franken zombie Argynvost, the huge hut that Babala Saga, and we stopped it from being using to animate the big sigil at Yester Hill. If you guys remember that big giant wooden structure, uh, and definitely good to get off the cold mountain. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. And yeah, the dice totally seemed to know what server was fated for and worked right there with her. It was pretty awesome. Thank you. Let's use next. Next will be Serva. Yeah, if you don't mind. Looks like there's kind of been some build up to your recap as well. If you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Yeah, nothing much that I remember happening. That is a joke, of course. Yeah, it was very. It did feel kind of like fast, surprisingly, for Serva to come back and immediately find Argynvost's skull, but it was very nice. From what I can tell, some changes happened. Serva's a bit surprised that Winrell's got more fingers. Nija looks undead. Can't tell what's up with Dimitri. Maybe he just had a bit too much caffeine or something. She's not sure, but she noticed some changes going on. So she's but she can't really say anything with the robe she's taken, which did help during that fight, and definitely a lot of lucky hits, but strong ones as well. It was a very interesting fight in the air. There was a lot of. It spawned some undead that immediately got destroyed by the breath attack. That was pretty amusing. And we've gotten the skull back, and of course, also realizing it's a really big skull, so she's just dragging it across the ice. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get it, but now it's kind of opened up. We've got that third seed, we've got the skull, so a lot of stuff we can take care of now. So it feels like we're getting close to going to a certain castle. But for now, it seems it's pretty open, but I think we can all agree we're getting off this mountain.
Yeah, indeed. That was a pretty awesome flying battle between you and Argynvost, and the shroud was very useful. Along with your shroud, you definitely have pointed out that several other party members kind of made a deal or paid a price for more power. And I think this whole campaign is kind of about that. Is what will you how will you darken yourself? How will you kind of change who you are, who your character is, for success and for more power? Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. And next will be Rinrel, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Sure. So, mentioned, Winrel has an extra digit now, and she is pretty salty that we immediately got the entire reason that she took said agreement. So that is a thing. During the fight, Winrel didn't contribute a ton, though did her job and healed people. So I think I actually healed Serva the turn before she killed the dragon. Otherwise, she would have ended up dying from some attack he did. Or she. It could be a girl dragon. And that's mostly it. Over the table, I'm still trying to kind of figure out how to display her downside of her agreement. So we'll see. Maybe that'll come up this session some.
Yeah, it's a strange one, and for sure, a matter of opportunity to get to roleplay it. I'll definitely be interested to see what you do. And that mass cure wounds was crucial. Server would have absolutely gone down on the number of attacks she took on the next turn, but because of that extra health, she stayed up. So that was a huge pivotal healing. And it guaranteed that your other comrades who were near death didn't die either. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. And Edward, if you're back with us, do you mind closing out our recaps?
Wait.
Hey.
Yeah. Everyone covered most of the mid and end of the last session, but beginning of last session, we're still exploring the Amber Temple, and we came up to a library. Normally in Dungeons and Dragons, libraries like those help give answers. They gave one or two, but I think it left more questions than answers, which is always a cool thing. But yeah, the mystery of the wizard school and what became of it. Was Strahd the undoing of the school, or was it just the greediness of the wizards trying to gain all the knowledge? Still don't know, but maybe it'll pop up, maybe it won't. But we definitely came out of Amber Temple with a few things, like some powers, some items. We got a bottom of the hill that it's on top of, so that might be utilized in some sense. And yeah, just a little bit more backstory on Strahd. Apparently, maybe he also studied in the school, learning necromancy. And defeating a vampire. Of course, we didn't get a visual representation, but maybe the next time we see Strahd, he won't be as powerful as he once was. But yeah, Ember Temple was a fun dungeon, and I can't wait to see how we use the goodies that we got from it from now towards the end of the campaign.
Definitely, yeah, a lot of good goodies we got, and I'm really glad you enjoyed the lore and the history. The Amber Temple is one of those strange, kind of standout lore backstory parts of the whole story. It kind of feels different from the rest of the valley because it's so much older and ancient. But I feel like every like lore region has this super uber powerful place that existed, this ancient civilization that was so much greater kind of thing, and that kind of feels like what the Amber Temple was meant to kind of be, but it's corrupted, and now we see what it's at like now. uh, yeah, very very interesting. And that library, if you guys completely accessed it, it literally has access to every spell that exists in the player's handbook, like every spell. It's ridiculous how good that library is if you're a wizard. um, but thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration. Everyone should have inspiration now. Thank you guys for the recaps. Any questions or final thoughts before we move back to session? Cool. We will return to the hillside, the ancient battlefield where we have slain the pieced together creature that was made from the skull of Argynvost. Just tons and tons of warriors and undead critters patched and sewn together, all attached to this massive dragon skull. As we laid the final blow, it exploded in a heap of bodily shrapnel, just littering this frozen battlefield. The thousand deaths that we've heard so many times over so many nights, long, long before we ever reached this peak. Once in Vallaki, once on the road to Yester Hill, and so on, leading us, and leading us until this confrontation we have ended in success. And now we find ourselves with success here on this battlefield.
I assume Serva just kind of goes back to dragging the skull across the snow.
Nico go and offer a bony hand to Casimir. Just say, "Not yet, brother. It's not your time."
Well, it looks like we took care of a lot of stuff. Not just that, but I think we got one of those seeds back, so I guess this trip was rather productive.
Hi.
Yes, I am cautious as well. It seems the tide may be turning in our favor. Slowly, I'm gaining more confidence in our ability to face.
Aye. Well, I take it we also want to return that seed, don't we?
Yes. Well, I think it would be good. Perhaps with the seed returned, all three seeds returned. Actually, the Marta cause will be able to more ably.
Right. Besides, it's on the way, so we might as well.
Well, it's a bit. I think it's a bit out of the way, depending on which way we're going. Unless we're going back to Crake, in which case it's kind of on the way.
Well, probably wouldn't hurt to go back to Crake, get ourselves in a nice position. I mean,
If we
sure, we
were,
plan to go to that castle, but it's a good place to plan out an attack.
I think if we were going to go anywhere, we should probably go to Valaki. The abbot at Crake might not be too happy to.
Wait, why not?
Um, we have something that he wanted to gift to.
Oh, was that what that whole cat person was talking about? I thought you
Yes.
gave him that sword. Isn't that what they wanted?
No, that's not what is actually the thing. Winrell's still wearing it, right? If she is, Winrell's wearing a cloak.
I'm pretty sure she is. The Robe of Stars.
Yeah. No, it was actually the robe that Winrell's wearing was the actual thing. The sword also came from the tomb, but that's not what
Oh,
requested.
I can see why you didn't give him that. It's pretty useful.
There's only we don't know what Strahd would do with it, so we figured it would be better if we.
Mm.
We also don't know how the abbot will take out his frustrations.
Ah, that's fair. But
There's a lot of kids
I
in that town.
suppose we could head back to Argynvost first, if you don't mind.
Well, yes, depend. We can decide where we're going after, but Argynvost is, I believe, in the middle of both Valaki and Crake, so it seems like a good first stop.
True. Bless. Hey, nothing like having the order on our side.
Now, hopefully, they're not still, upset about killing or not Breakbone. That's
We didn't kill anybody.
That's Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, we didn't kill anybody. We made sure of it. Well, if we
Oh,
could kill
Horn.
somebody, we just
No,
ran.
no, we killed. We ended up killing Hornguard.
You he exploded.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm sure you
Yeah.
got a body by now.
Yes, he's probably still a bit upset.
Yeah, well, after seeing this, I think he knows not to try us, at least. But I get a feeling he's going to help us out anyways. Regardless, we should probably move downwards and take a rest.
Lennon, last session, did you say that the throne started glowing, or no? Was that just something that?
Oh yeah. There was some. I can't remember what all clues you guys got, but yeah, the throne would have activated a little bit, maybe kind of shown a bit of light, kind of seeping through.
Perhaps we can check this area out a bit. It, I think the throne lit up us.
All right. And she'll kind of let go of the skull. I don't think this will go anywhere, but hopefully it doesn't.
Well, we have the seed that was keeping it alive, so as long as we keep them separated, I think.
True. Plus, we'll just knock it out of the sky again. And she kind of gives like a like a high holds up for a high five.
I'll high five.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's check it out.
Argynvost would have whispered, kind of like the dying breath would have whispered to you, Serva, kind of the spirit of Argynvost, something about not letting this happen to anyone ever again, not what the devil did to him.
She'll just kind of nod with that. She'll move towards the throne.
I can't remember verbatimly what I had said last session, but yeah, it would have been something like that.
He said a couple things. They had a good conversation. I remember he was laughing at some point. It was like a happy laugh, though.
Oh yeah, definitely some relief. As you move towards the old crumbled like great hall or like a sanctuary of sorts, you do see scattered bones, maybe half of a like frost giant skull kind of buried into the ground in the snow. But the great blue-veined throne lies crumbled a bit, and you see a bit of light kind of seeping up from beneath it. It looks like kind of shuddering. It creates this nice illuminated effect.
This is different.
Yeah, I'll approach cautiously, I guess, kind of like taking the dodge action, basically, just in case, like just being extra.
As you get closer and closer, there's a bit of a strange smell. You can give me maybe a nature check. You're a merchant, so maybe I'll give you advantage on something like this. Oh wow. Yeah, you're super smart, and maybe you've even sold some products. It smells a little bit like formaldehyde. That seems to be like seeping from somewhere near the throne. A strong smell of like preservant juices, like vinegar and formaldehyde, and a bit of a rotted smell.
I'll let Serva know. It smells like almost like things you would use to preserve a body.
That's odd. She's gonna use divine sense again, just because like that sounds weirder. So.
Sure.
Just to ensure they got rid of all of them.
60 feet, as long as it's not behind total cover, right?
Yep.
No, nothing triggers.
Should be fine.
So is the glowing coming just from the throne, or does it look like it's coming from under the throne?
As you get closer and closer, you see like some cracks. I mean, you see huge chunks missing out of the throne, and it looks like the glowing is actually a bit of light, like an illuminated source, some kind of light source that seems to be seeping through the bottom of the throne itself. It's like there's a light shining through the cracks.
I guess I'll try to push the throne.
Yeah, sure. You can give me an athletics check.
I'll help.
Cool.
I don't think I'm proficient at, or maybe.
Oh, if you're proficient, you can give advantage. If you're not proficient, I'll just give her I'll give her a little boost, like a +2.
I'm not proficient. I was just gonna help her.
Cool. Well, it's a good thing it's a +2 because I was only going to require a DC 10. Yeah, no, maybe Serva, you're a little tired from the battle, but you kind of working together, you collectively are able to shove you kind of put your backs into it, and this massive throne slides back, revealing a stairwell that seems to lead down into the earth. It's quite well finished. The stairwell is just kind of filled with a bit of snow and a bit of dust. looks unused for some time, but very whoever constructed this staircase was a master craftsman.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Suspicious. Well,
Well,
just in case we gotta go swinging again, I'm gonna lay on hands myself for 20, and I guess just take point.
Rudolph will give you some more healing.
Appreciate it.
And the
Is
pungent
it wise to leave this skull out here?
Hmm. I mean, we can't exactly take it with us. I suppose if Mr. Octavio, if you'd be willing to just wait out here and watch it.
Uh, yes. Perhaps we can move the skull closer to the uh, throne, though, as I feel I should at least be near the entrance in case I hear that you need.
Of course. I Yeah, before we go down, she'll go, and whoever helps, I'd say they just drag it over, like right here.
You see Rudolph
Uh,
as you. Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Casimir at this point in time would have offered. He's like, I think I have an idea of how to move this. And you'll see him pull a couple of patches from the robe he's wearing, and he'll throw them down. And he'll poof up a couple of mastiffs and about 50 feet of rope. And unfortunately, he doesn't have a cart. He does have a rowboat, but that wouldn't be that useful right now. But he does summon a couple of mastiffs and some rope. And he'll ask Rudolph to help him start kind of securing the skull to the dogs as everyone.
Oh, that's really clever of you, Casimir.
Well, my sister got my good looks, so I had to get something.
So he. Do you already have Death Ward, Nisha?
Yes, I believe. Well, how long does it last? 8 hours.
Eight
So I
eight
should still
hours.
have it from the last battle. Yeah, I should
Okay.
still have it from the last.
So he, since he's not going to go in, he'll cast Death Ward on Sir,
Appreciate it.
and he'll do a protection from evil and good on Dimitri. I'll try to see what else he's got here.
As Rudolph.
And
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry, and because this isn't concentration. Uh, I guess he knows. Maybe not Winroll because he knows you're a werewolf. I'm not sure if werewolves have any protection from poison. So I give protection from poison to Elward.
Cuckoo. Indeed, you kind of catch, Rudolph has been fairly friendly and very open, and actually kind of getting more and more comfortable, especially with you, Dimitri. But you notice that he's probably been a little bit quiet since leaving the Amber Temple on the small trek up to the peak. And post this battle, he definitely seems to be taking wider berths from you, and as well as from Winrel. And you kind of sees the skull gets placed in your spot you're intending to keep it. He definitely seems a bit lost in thought, very kind of muttering to himself a bit. Um, but there seems to be an uneasy air a little bit, a little uneasy feeling towards those that accepted the dark vestiges.
Well, it's gonna suck when we have to.
But yeah, you've got access. You can use the mastiffs and the rope to easily reposition the skull, and you have access to the stairwell. It seems to descend down into a bit of greenish bright light. Looked a bit blue, kind of coming through the snow, mixed with the greenish light. But as you look down the stairwell, it's clearly illuminated green lights, kind of You even see these sconces kind of every position so often, and there's this cool, nice green light shining from them every once in a while. And the smell, just the foul smell of preservative and formaldehyde just hitting you in the face now that the stairwell is fully uncovered.
All right. Well, you took quite the beating, Serva, from the dragon. Perhaps I should.
All right, but I can still take a bit more of a beating if you need me to switch out with you.
I'm sure if there's a fight, you'll jump in, but I feel like I have to do my part. I don't feel like I did much in that last. And then I'll start making my way down.
I'll follow behind.
Cool. As you make your way down, it only takes you descend for about 80 feet down into the earth, and where you come out, it's kind of a stepping platform that ends in a bit of stairs. But what you see before, beyond two massive walls, kind of linked together with huge chain links, is a great work area full of alchemical creations, strange rods and spinal cords, as well as a massive tank with some kind of creature still but lurking and floating within the viscous liquid. Shelves and shelves of tomes and books line the eastern wall. A great telescope that seems to peer out over an opening into the beyond the side of Mount Gakis, and a big I don't know what you call this sphere thing, but kind of a I can't come up with a word, but maybe later. But an astrolabe or something like that. Uh, but that's what you see before you. In the center of the room, dominated on the stone dais, is a work table, and you see a massive human, maybe male, about 8 foot tall, bulky in stature, and you see sewn huge strips of sewn flesh all over his body, as it appears like his almost every individual appendage of his body and different parts of his body have been collected together from various humanoids.
Hmm.
That's a bit of a sight.
Can I do? Does it? It appears that like that's the only like the body on the table is the only thing I guess humanoid.
As you look about the room, that's the only thing that looks humanoid in the whole area. You do see kind of across the way, like where the workshop is area, there's several jugs and glass containers full of preserved liquid. You see like an eyeball and a tongue and maybe a hand and a brain and several body parts like that, as well as bones and other things kind of lying about. You see kind of the bookshelves on the right side. Several are open, but appears that the bottom three are blocked off by kind of a chain fence, like a barred-in area. And as you kind of move more into the room, the tank with full of this greenish liquid, it looks a bit like a seawater, like green seawater. The creature that lies within is quite still and looks like quite dead, but it's a strange mixture of a weird creature, perhaps a snake bonded with a shark, bonded with other water creatures.
Hmm.
I would say it's a bit disgusting to look at all this, but honestly, with where we've been, we've seen a little worse. Makes you wonder what the end goal was, though.
Well,
Indeed, as you guys approach very closely, Ada and Dimitri and Serva, as you get closer and closer to the dais, you notice beneath the table itself and along the center of the dais is burnt and scorched marks, as if a fire, something quite hot, had struck this area over and over.
Well, I guess I don't know what this is.
This bores me. Why are we here again?
It stood out. Could just be another unexplained mystery. I suppose if there's anything useful.
Ada, as you get closer and closer to the body, you notice that the clothes that have been mismatched, kind of put onto the body, are of quite a noble design. Very royal looking clothes, in fact. A prince or a king would wear such fine clothes. Very, very nice clothes upon this gargantuan of a man.
Is there anything? What's on this workbench over here?
You notice quite a few things, enough to make like an alchemist supplies and like a poisoner's kit. But there's also those jugs of the body parts, and another strange jug that kind of sits there with about 9 different random sprockets kind of sticking out of it, like little mini faucets all over the place, as well as a couple journals. One lies open, and you looked at this. You looked at the tome of Strahd quite a bit, and you immediately noticed the script, and it matches Strahd's. It seems to be a notebook, but it has scientific calculations on it and all of diagrams, most in the shape of a dragon. But as you kind of look across the page, it looks like the imagery starts to turn more towards the image of a man, as if a new experiment was began but never finished.
Well, I found a notebook. It looks like this is some sort of workshop where Strahd made that Argon Vost zombie dragon thing.
You're saying this is
Uh-uh.
Strahd's workshop?
What makes you say?
Sorry, what?
What makes you say that?
Well, this journal notebook over here has the same handwriting as the Strahd's journal that we found earlier, and diagrams of what appear to be the dragon we just fought upstairs.
Never took Strahd as the scientist type.
I was about to say, I didn't expect Strahd to have actually worked hard for anything he has.
Well, perhaps he worked hard, and then once he had everything he had, he stopped working.
Yeah, I was about to say he had to get through the Ember Temple somehow.
Yeah, imagine never being able to leave your home. You'd have a lot of free time. But it's hard to even imagine that. Just staying there in your home, doing nothing for so long. So I'm sure he got bored.
I'll take the notebook though.
Yeah, do you want to look through it some more?
Yeah. Is there any more notes on this? I guess the human that's on the table, or
Yeah,
anything?
give me an investigation check. Just as kind of flip through the book. um, yeah, you kind of flip through it really quickly. A few things that kind of stand out to you. Just immediately, you don't really pick up on anything great, but you do catch the name Sergei on one page, and then on another page, as you slip through, you catch the name Baba Lasaga.
No worries.
There's also an open journal as you kind of look around this astrolabe, Elward, open here just to the left of the massive telescope. But as you kind of get closer to this balcony, you can look out the side of the opening that carved out of the side of Mount Gakis, and it appears to peer all the way down to the south. You see across the river, the River Evelis, the village of Valaki, and then even farther, on the Pillars of Night, Castle Ravenloft looming in the distance.
Can I check this telescope to see where it was looking at?
Yeah, you totally can. As you look out, you see a terrace. It seems to be zoomed in onto Castle Ravenloft itself. And there's a balcony with a grand window. In fact, at this very moment, there seems to be a figure, a humanoid figure, seems to be staring directly towards you as your eyes kind of magnified through this huge telescope locks eyes with the blood red eye of Strahd von Serafich. And then he's gone, and you see mist just fade into the darkness.
Ooh. Oh,
What
that's
did
gonna
you?
give me chilling nightmares. I don't know how to tell you this, but Strahd knows we're here.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me, doesn't he? Always know where we are.
I was gonna say for a while now, I've just assumed that he knew where we were at all.
Yeah, but I mean, I locked eyes with him. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep for a couple days. Looking at the telescope, can I look towards the base of the hill that Castle Ravenloft is on? Can I move the telescope?
Yeah, you can swivel a little bit. It's totally in that direction. Like the way the mountain is shaped, you couldn't look towards Crake, but it looks like you could look anywhere between the gates of Barovia, both sets of gates of Barovia, the west and the eastern one. So the eastern ones are the ones you came through and then ominously closed behind you, and the western ones are where the guys fought that big bat thing that you fed up high and dealt with quite quickly. So anywhere in between those two locations is viewable.
Is Big Bat still on top of there?
We don't know. I haven't been there in a while.
Can't see through the telescope.
Oh. Yeah, you look over there, and yeah, it's there. It looks quite happy. Maybe its bone pile has increased a little.
Oh.
But the base of the pillars, it's like a great kind of steep mountain cliff all the way up towards Barovia, the Castle Ravenloft itself. And then there's a massive crevice and several pillars that stick out of the earth thousands of feet up. And Castle Ravenloft is perched on one of those. There seems to be a big drawbridge, a little bit dilapidated, that seems to connect the pillar that Castle Ravenloft is on and the sloping plateau that leads up to it. The actual base of the pillar, though, is kind of jagged rock.
Okay. We'll have to get close to it to find whatever that hole was. All right. If
Oh, the hole you saw? Like the hole you just saw, Strahd? It was like a balcony.
the hole that we saw in the blueprint of Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, yeah. As you look around for that, you don't spot that.
Nice. Okay. If I'm not making awkward eye contact with Strahd anymore, like peering through a toilet stall in the bathroom, I'm done with the telescope.
Yeah.
Make that awkward eye contact.
I'll search these benches up where Elward and I are now.
Yeah, you see enough like various equipment to make like a tinkerer's supplies. It stands out to you immediately, kind of some of the tinkerer's tools that are there, and as well as a like masonry supplies and some blacksmith supplies. Quite a bit. It looks like he spent some time in here perfecting quite a few skills. Maybe it's indicating of the life that Strahd is and how long he's had to develop his talents in the way of mind and the way of fingers and the way of battle.
Yeah, I'll grab up the stuff. Get a backup tinkerer's kit just in.
Yeah, plenty of cogs and sprockets and springs and those kind of things.
Yeah, perhaps refill mine too, if there's any left over. But yeah, definitely have a.
Yeah, you could totally grab up enough supplies to form another tinkerer's tool set.
I'll investigate that journal that was opened in.
I'll give that journal to Elward. Perhaps he can make more sense of it being a puppet master.
There's another one over here.
Yeah, sure. Give me an investigation check.
Sure.
It immediately glances. It looks like a book of poetry. As you flip through it, they first start the poems start very hopeful, and constantly the author. It's definitely in Strahd's script. So as Strahd is writing them, he seems very hopeful and elated and excited. Very joyful sounding poems. And as they continue on, they get more dark and downtrodden and sadistic until the final one. It's titled Sergei, and it's about forgiveness and loss, and that he dreamed of bringing him back to say sorry, but perhaps that was never meant to be, and that's the cost he must pay.
I look at that journal entry and then I look at the body in the middle over there.
It wasn't sorry, go.
Any of the descriptions you've read about Sergei yet? And even the sun sword hasn't given you any indication or feeling sentient, but and you would know that it would have let you know that it was Sergei's sword, but or maybe I can't remember what we decided on that, but any of the description you've heard of Sergei or read about Sergei, he's quite a handsome, beautiful noble of blonde hair and a very handsome build. In fact, Tatiana's real love until Strahd stole her from him. But we also learned that through vampire, the cost of becoming a vampire, Strahd had to kill someone close to him.
You can imagine who that is. Seeing the body on the thing.
We already, I think, found that out.
Well, is it even close to? Because I believe I saw. Was this Sergei? Maybe not.
Yeah, you saw
I
him
thought,
dance in the pool. You saw him dancing in the pool. I forgot about that.
yeah.
As you got pretty close and you're looking at it through Ada, you notice that this huge man, it doesn't resemble Sergei very much. But as you look in the dead kind of eyes that are just lying open, it's the same eyes. And through the eyes we can see souls, it seems. It definitely seems that whatever this creature is must have been an attempt to bring Sergei back.
I relay what I found to the party and tell them that it's possible there's some souls inhabiting that body. But it seems Strahd has shown some sort of buyer's remorse to killing Survey.
Well,
Now that sounds like Strahd putting his needs first and being pompous.
Well, if that is Sergei, then or what's left of Sergei, then Perhaps this is another one of the cards that we were given.
Well, if
I
there's
think it might present an opportunity. Maybe we should take this with us.
The body?
I don't think
well,
I
maybe
don't
we
think the
should destroy the body if there's souls trapped inside of it. Let them out,
perhaps perhaps there is something in the body, much like there was the seed in the Argenvost zone.
I'm just saying, the body could be used to manipulate Strahd.
And Dimitri, as you handed the book over to Elward, you could have totally been able to both of you would have been able to see that the book that you kind of examined, Elward, was a book of poetry and kind of reflection, like a diary more, and that the book that Dimitri looked over was more like a work of science and algorithms and math and stuff.
If I had enough time, maybe I can finish what he was working on, but I did some dark things in my time, but doing something like this, I don't know if I can.
With that workbook, does it say in it? I wasn't able to really decipher anything, but does it say? Can you decipher maybe if how he was going about trying to bring back the body?
Yeah, if
You
you
need me to roll something then?
yeah, you can roll an investigation too if you want to look through it.
Sure. This is pretty important, so I'll use my inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's plenty. Yeah, as you look through it, it becomes more and more clear that what was done with Argynvost was kind of the first experiment, the first attempt, and it looks like that it was successful through the power of the magic seed. But once succeeded, Strahd couldn't have a success again with not having another magic seed. And as you move through the workbook, uh, it looks like that he kind of hit a roadblock with Sergei, and that perhaps the secret was left with Baba Lysaga. But out of pride and shame, he dare not ever speak to that witch or that hag again. So that it kind of mentions that Baba Lysaga had a tome or a manual that would hold the secret of bringing back or bringing Sergei back to life. But he gave up on it.
I pull out my tome of nasty constructs.
Yeah, your manual of flesh golems. In fact, as you kind of look it over, it seems to match up perfectly with the notes that Strahd has made, and uh, perhaps it holds the secret if you so wish to perform the experiment, the lost secret that Strahd himself could not find to animating this corpse, this gargantuan man that might have a semblance to the lost brother of von Sarevich.
Um, Dimitri, or anyone really, can anyone sense if this creature is on?
One sec.
As you give it a sense, you don't sense anything undead or fiend or celestial within 60 feet of you. It doesn't appear to be alive. Neither does the thing in the tank. Not even undead.
Yeah. No, they're just
I
regular
think
dead.
I doubt we should sleep here, seeing as Strahd knows we're here. However, if we could rest, I could speak to him. Maybe he would give us information about Strahd.
No, we can always camp out a bit outside and then just come back in the morning.
I think it'd be worthwhile. I think, you know, a lot of us have felt better anyway, so I think a rest wouldn't kill him.
Aye, but let's do it outside of the throne.
Unless that Yeti comes along.
Yes.
Kaz, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, you go.
Casimir definitely would have been kind of for a while. He was kind of measuring what was going to happen, and he's been honestly taking his sister's lead and trying not. He feels so indebted to her, but he's been eyeing these books and these shelves over and over. And he kind of peers through the barred section that appears to be closed and locked. Perhaps some secrets in here are worth a look. I do not have the means to barge in or break in. Any of you have such a talent?
Is with any of the stuff I found on the workbenches so far, is there anything I could use as like like makeshift lock picks or anything?
Is there even a key?
Is it made is it metal bars? It sounded like.
Yeah, it's metal bars. Kind of
I
like
will I'll heat them.
oh, nice. Yeah, you can heat them up. Oh, I see. Yeah. Um, you can do that for a bit, and they get quite hot, and kind of you can every few seconds you kind of intensify the heat over and over and over again. They begin to glow red.
You can heat them, and then Nisha can freeze them and keep changing the temperatures.
Oh, that's a good idea. And maybe somebody can also hit them in between.
Yeah, is there any like bars or like long, like something long that I could use to try and bend the heat?
Yeah, as you kind of look across the way, you see one of the femur bones that kind of lay across. It looks like some kind of alchemical experiment has gone on to intensify the kind of the density of this bone. In fact, it looks like the bone itself has been transformed into brass.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those, and as she's heating it up, I'll try and use that to like wedge in and see if I can bend the bars.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Give me an strength check.
With advantage.
Totally fine. As you kind of work together, um, as the bars are quite hot, kind of heating them over and over and over again. This brass femur kind of begins to get a little bit hot as well in your hands, but you work quickly and quite strongly, and you bend the bars. Looks like you could kind of yank a whole rung loose, creating a nice gap in the bars.
Nice. So with one of the rungs gone, does it look like someone could squeeze through once they cool down?
Yeah, I think normal Dimitri probably could squeeze through. Fat Dimitri would have never been able to make it though.
Nisha is away from the computer for a second, but let's just say she cools down the.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you guys wanted to do that combo? Yeah. Maybe this happens over and over again until it hits the combustion point, and the bars just shatter, and kind of splinters go everywhere. And Casimir was quite close and kind of exerting with interest, and he takes a little bit of piercing damage. I'll need a
I
deck
mean,
save
I guess
from Dimitri
technically I
too.
would have been down there.
But yeah, the bars can shatter. Only one piercing, and you're good, Dimitri. You dodge.
Ah, well, that's one way to do it. Also, yeah. Guess I'll move with Casimir and inspect these bookshelves for anything that looks useful.
Yeah, sure. Can you give me an Arcana or an Investigation?
I will use my inspiration on this
Cool, go for it.
because neither of those I am proficient in. Wow.
Whoa! Double advantage, a double 20 on an inspiration roll. Yeah, well, you find what you can find. Let's see how. There it is. Damn, I might.
You find the code word, and it instantly kills Strahd. Campaign.
Done.
My goodness. Well, you find a few books. Obviously, you find some books, but yeah, you're gonna get all three of them. I'm gonna give you all three, and it's not gonna be too crazy. You find all three, and you notice that one of them has an arcane sigil on it. It looks like a glyph of warding. You spot it no problem, and Casimir will dispel it. I think he has dispel magic. Let me double check. Yeah, he's got it. He'll dispel it, and it'll go off, and then you kind of pull it out, and you find the first book that had the arcane sigil on it is a leather tome within gold embroidery. It has an individual, a man-like figure with arms and legs spread apart, almost as if a cross, but the legs and the arms kind of waver as if he has multiple arms and legs. I'm blinking on how you like. It's a pretty common symbol, but
It's like the Da Vinci Man thing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it has 4 red rubies kind of encrusted into the sockets in the front cover of the book. That's the first book you get. The next book you find it seems to be made of copper and has a wizard's face emblazoned across the front cover with a very handsome beard and mustache. Kind of the face is carved into the copper of the cover. And then the last book you find it looks everything you've seen recently is very Franken looking. The book itself looks to be sewn flush together. In fact, it looks like the sewn mouths of various creatures, teeth kind of still sewn into the binding and the front cover of the book itself. Quite a disturbing looking image, and a bit of kind of green essence kind of glows off the book. Outside that, mostly it's just kind of books of science and diagrams and things and kind of old necromantic magic discussion kind of stuff.
All right, I'll grab those 3 books and yeah, bring them out to the party. Well, these are the 3 that aren't science books. One of them a glyph on it, and Casimir dispelled it. Is this one with the diagram of a man and 4 rubies? This one appears to be made out of sewn flesh, and another one that is made.
Any idea what they're for?
Not yet. I'll guess I'll just. How tall is this dais?
It's about 5 feet up.
Yeah, I'll put the books down on it, and then I guess open up. I'll open up the one with the Da Vinci Man.
Yeah. As you flip through it, it seems to contain a lot of health and diet tips. It's like exercise every day, make sure to eat your fruits and veggies, that kind of thing.
Okay.
If you wish, I can identify such thing. It certainly appears to be magic.
Yeah, if you want to, yes, if you could identify these, that would be. But I'll hand him the Da Vinci one, and then I guess look through the next one while he's identifying that. So I'll open up the copper one.
Cool. Yeah, it's about, it kind of has a lot of like logic games and puzzles and word games. It's a lot of like mind and intuition and insight exercises. It talks about how you can read a person through their eye and their kind of nonverbal behavior, that sort of thing.
All right. Put that one down in front of Casimir, or give it to him if he's done identifying the other one, and then I guess I'll go and look through the one made of sewn mouth.
As you open it up, a shrill shriek comes out, and this horrid laughter. I need a charisma saving throw.
Should have saved inspiration. Oh God.
Oh no. How much madness I know we haven't been doing very good about tracking madness, but how much madness do you have?
I have at the moment I have 0.
Okay, cool. Roll a d100.
$68 madness points.
As you're kind of looking at the book, as it opens up and you hear this shrieking laughter, it's like the cover and the binding of the book itself. The teeth begin to animate and they rip onto your ears, and you feel blood just falling down your ears, and it's like the book is just eating your ears. And you hear the worst jokes, the worst puns your DM has told you over and over and over again.
No.
And you experience these hallucinations for a while. I'll tell you when they stop.
Okay.
And you take 1 point madness in your sanity score.
Oh, is it just the? Are you PMing me some madness things?
No, that's it. That was my description. You have these vivid hallucinations for the next minute.
Oh, okay. Of just like the book eating my face.
Yeah.
I was too distracted to see Dimitri in a lot of pain.
I guess I'll just kind of start. I think the book's eating my face. I'm definitely gonna try and pull it off my face. So I guess you're gonna just see me wrestling with some invisible force on my face.
Can somebody quiet him down, please?
I'm gonna shake him. Dimitri.
Do I see anybody else? Like, do I see everybody else, or is it just like?
Oh yeah, you're totally, yeah. You see everyone else, and they're just kind of like watching you. You see Casimir with like an eyebrow up, and Serva's kind of standing over you, calling like telling you to get up. And you're like, why are you not helping me get this book off my face?
Yeah. Help! Oh my God! This is eating my face.
What's eating your face?
Fuck!
Happy Jack is gonna come over and start kicking you.
That's gonna help.
Is like the book with the faces on the ground? I'll just kick it away, I guess.
That's on my face!
Happy Jack will start kicking your face.
Casimir will cast. Sorry, I'm back. Casimir will cast Dispel Magic again, aimed at. Stand still. Stand still.
It's like an emotional response though, so it's the magic actually doesn't dispel it. It's like a mental.
I figured it wouldn't do anything, but I figured that's what Casimir would see if he saw a person randomly rolling around with nothing actually accosting.
Nice.
I'm just picturing this. Everyone looking at me wrestling with an invisible book, and then Happy Jack just kicking me in the face.
After a moment or two, I'm gonna give you like 1 bludgeoning damage, Dimitri. It's like out of nowhere you snap back to your senses, and you see Happy Jack kicking you in the face and kind of like knock you in the nose a little. But you no longer feel the book, and you realize it must have just, your mind must have lapsed for a moment.
All right, stop kicking me in the face.
He's gonna kick you one more time. He's gonna stop.
I see now that the book wasn't actually eating my face. I'm just going to leave that one for Casimir to identify.
Maybe it's a tried and true lesson not to mess with stuff you don't know.
The other 2 books didn't do anything like that.
Meanwhile, she's in her vulture cloak.
Casimir kind of speaks up. Well, if you're done, I have finished with this. And he's cast a few spells in this time period. And the first one is something that make you a bit sturdier. Put the flesh back on your bones. And he kind of gives a big eye raise to Nisha, and then I know I'll be more careful of my words next time. But that's what the first book is.
That's a thing.
That's a thing. Then the second book is, well, you have to, this one, if you.
Oh yeah, that thing.
If you spend some time reading it and practicing what it says, maybe you will not make such dumb decisions. That's what the second one is. And after he finishes identifying the third book, the flesh-covered book, he kind of throws it down onto the. I will never touch this. Never read. You can if you wish, but it is a horrible thing.
I think we got that impression, didn't we, Dimitri?
Stand back, Elward. Stand.
And that's what this last one is.
That'd be perfect for Happy Jack.
That would be perfect for Happy Jack.
Can Happy Jack read?
I can read through Happy Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
You just whisper.
And it doesn't require attunement, so it's like Happy Jack could totally.
Yeah, it's just like I can't remember how many pages. Does it say?
It says 30.
Okay.
30.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome that you can do Vicious Mockery as a bonus too, since I don't know if you get to use all of your bonuses always, but I know some of us have bad bonus action economy.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because I don't think Vicious Mockery is a bonus in general, so that's really.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not.
damn, that's awesome. Yeah.
I really want that wisdom book if nobody else needs it.
I kind of want that con book, but I'll let someone else take it.
Yeah, you can. I don't. You can have the wisdom one. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think it would be best with Winroll, anyways.
Yeah, it would take me from 18 to 20, so pretty worthwhile.
And you can still get to 22 with that
Nice.
because
Nice.
the I think that's what.
Right. If you happen to get another ability score improvement, you could go all the way up to 22. You could still, because it increases your max for that score, which is 20. But when you do one of these kind of things, your max becomes 22.
Sweet.
Well, Dimitri, you did find these books. Do you want to read the other one then?
Well, as I feel as though being more, sturdy would be useful. I try to avoid being hit in general, so perhaps someone who takes more hits, or someone such as yourself, could read this one.
Well, if nobody's against it. You sure you don't want it, Elward or Nisha?
No, thank you. I feel such an artifact would be lost on me. And she looks down kind of at her.
Yeah. Fair
Howard
point, I guess.
chuckling to himself in the corner, reading all the manuals.
Reading the. All right, I guess I'll start studying up.
And salivating.
I wonder if I can read faster with 6 fingers.
If you had like 6 eyeballs.
Could definitely flip through those pages faster.
No, you would have needed a third eye like me.
In fact, your hands are actually clumsier. I think that was like one of the penalties was disadvantage on sleight of hand.
Oh, I thought that was just because I had more things to see, not because I was clumsy.
Yeah, there's like a finger there that's not supposed to be there. It's like your hands have too many things in the way.
By the way, where is the finger? Is it like between the thumb and the ring, or I'm entering the index, or
You can make that up totally. Where do you want it to be, Winrel?
next to the pinky? Between the middle
Yeah,
and the index.
I guess between the thumb and the pointer.
Just get a second thumb. Have 2 thumbs per hand.
2 thumbs up.
That would be pretty sweet. I would have some sweet grip.
Can you imagine if it was like coming out of your palm, just directly out of your palm? That'd be wild.
But then you'd break it all the time. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
You could pick your nose and no one would know.
It's coming out of the back of your hand, like just in the right spot. It'd be really good with like fight sticks. You send Winroll to like Evo.
Oh. Over this kind of you're pretty busy, Elward. It does look like that that a lot of what Strahd was trying to do was was harnessing kind of the power of weather, the power of lightning, and that he was using a spell called Call Lightning to summon forth a lightning bolt into his subjects. But you kind of figure out with the manual of flesh golems and the notes taken that you could perhaps perfect this experiment and even complete it if you could summon the spell or activate the spell. You've not seen Strahd cast this spell yet, but so, yeah, there's been notes that he's. You guys rolled pretty high. You rolled a 20, didn't you? You get the idea that he was using scrolls made for him by like a wizard servant. He refers to the wizard as Kazan. That he had Kazan write scrolls up for him to cast.
And there's a wizard school right next door to all the spells in the world.
There's one workbench unchecked that looks like it has some scrolls on. Right, cheater.
Yeah, indeed.
So I know Strahd never made it that far because he didn't have all three. But does it say what kind of hypothesis there is for having all three of the gems, or even two?
I'm not sure what I'm not sure if I understand the point of the question. You do have one of the magic seeds in your possession right now. The other two you've returned to the Mardikovs.
Yeah. But but you had mentioned earlier that he only used one seed. Is there like a hypothesis or anything that Strahd had of using two or three?
Oh, I see. If you create a creature using multiple magic seeds, um, uh, no, he wouldn't have hypothesized about that, but that is crazy interesting. It seems like more that it wasn't the innate power of the seed that was using it, but it was more just such a potent source of magic, and the magic seemed to be kind of conjuration. So it was like the perfect sort of magical energy to harness. It wasn't so much the magic seed making this magic happen, but the amount of potency it had in the item that he was able to draw from.
Conjuration, wizards. That used to be used in the wrong campaign.
Oh man.
That was my school of magic. All right. I think I've assembled, aside from the call lightning, all the pieces of the puzzles. So I'm gonna turn back, wiping my mouth of salivation. I think I could bring this guy back, Sergey, but I can't promise you what he'll be like when he's brought back. But if Winrow could talk to him while he's dead, I don't see why we can't do that. But if we do bring him back, I'm sure he would make a powerful ally. But if I have two or three of the seeds, I think maybe, possibly, he'll be less bony and corpse-looking. Maybe actually full living. But we only have one seed.
Before we try to
boy.
bring him back, why don't we talk to him, see if he wants to come back? Because
Maybe let's see how mad he is at Strahd too, because that would really suck if he brought him back and then he was on Strahd's side.
Yeah, so let's talk first.
I'm gonna just search this last workbench real quick.
Oh yeah, that's the one with like the alchemy supplies and how they were transmuting different things. There's probably like a vial of poison and maybe some other alchemical ingredients. What is it? Oh no, not poison, acid, and maybe even yeah, probably like one alchemist fire maybe.
I'll grab those up. So it's like one alchemist fire and how many?
We'll just say one, and the other
Okay,
ones look
one.
like water and like maybe some mercury concentrate or something like that.
All right, yeah, I'll grab the alchemist fire and
That'll probably be a good humane way to get rid of the body. If you don't wish to bring him back.
Oh, and sorry, and you do see all these skulls. Scrolls. There is a skull, but there's all these scrolls kind of bundled off into the north side of the workbench. Sorry about that. There's a bundle of about 10.
Might be the piece I need in there. If not, I can head back to the Amber Temple.
Yeah. If you guys want to try to unravel one and take a look at it, you can give me an Arcana check.
oh, you say scrolls or skulls? I thought you said skulls.
Oh, I said skulls,
One
and then
skull, couple scrolls.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
If you bring me the scroll, I could look at it pretty good with magic.
Yeah, I'll bring over some scrolls to I'll just bring over all the scrolls to Elward.
Well,
Go for it. It looked like they're pretty much the same magical spell. You can give me an Arcana check if you'd like.
we also have a full spellcaster over there. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you could totally identify it. Yeah. I'll just give it to you. I'll just give it to you. Let's roll Arcana. See if you can distinguish it yourself. Nope. I was looking for DC 13. But it. Yeah. Casimir comes over and he kind of looks over at it, and kind of you guys collect your opinions, and then you cast Identify one last time, and it's. Let's see how many. Whoa, that's a big number. 7 scrolls of Call Lightning.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's good for when we're outside.
So we making a Frankenstein's monster or what?
Depends on you. I don't really care for this Sergey, but
Well,
it might be useful. I don't know.
if you think you can do it with the scrolls, perhaps we should wait until Winrel is able to talk to him, and if he wants to come back, then we can bring him back, and maybe he'll be helpful.
Sounds like we've got a plan. Well, so what's next, guys? We are gonna rest somewhere here or outside, or what were you gonna pursue Winrail with this undead dude, or undead looking dude?
I believe she said she was gonna rest.
Yeah, she wanted to speak with
Dr.
undead, but she needed to rest first. She's
Oh, okay.
I think she was going to try to prepare the spell, was what she was going to do, so we need to take a long rest.
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
Sorry,
I guess we could set up camp outside the throne.
Is this place seem warmer or at least less windy than out?
Yeah, it's definitely less. It's actually kind of temperate. It's like freezing, below freezing outside, and it's like yeah, we all use Fahrenheit. Every once in a while, I have a European player, and I'm like, I don't know how to use this. But it's probably like 40 to 50s in here, where it's like 20s outside.
Why don't we just rest down at the bottom of the stairs near the dirt? At least we can get out of the elements for a while.
Problem is, we'd be leaving the skull unattended.
We can bring it in here for the time if we're going to stay for a little bit.
Would it be able to fit? I'm asking that out of character. I don't know if it's too big or not.
It's huge, and yeah, it could fit, just barely fit.
Okay, I guess we'll bring it down here then. Servo will drag it down here then.
Yeah, we can slide it down the stairs in the boat.
Sliding this thing.
No, in the boat. Put it in a boat.
Maybe the mastiffs will help too, kind of help guide it down. But yeah, you can spend some time and get it down into this section. Let me pull your Rudolph down.
Probably make a sleigh later. All these tables.
Rudolph.
Makeshift sleigh.
As Rudolph comes down and he kind of sees the creature and what's going on. My, what is this foul business you all have been toying with down here?
Well, we were just investigating, but this appears to be what remains of Strahd's brother Sergei, and he was trying to bring him back. Winrel was going to try and ask him some questions.
Ah, I see. I will keep watch over this skull, make sure no harm comes to it.
Thank you, friend.
Yes, yes. Do be careful.
We I think we all need a rest, and she needs a rest to gain the spell she needs. So we figured resting down here, out of the elements, would be, a nice reprieve from the cold.
Indeed, indeed. Time to think, a bit of rest of our minds, dwell on what has happened and what will come next. Indeed, indeed, rest would be good for all of us. You said
Uh,
speak with the dead? He kind of like snaps out of thought. What do you mean, speak with the dead?
I don't know, something Winrow said.
A bit of rest indeed.
Are you all right, Rick Tavy?
I'm fine. I'm
Rudolph.
fine. Sorry, my. It seems. It's. It's nothing. It's fine. Thank you for asking.
Well, if we're traveling for a while, I feel as though we're all friends here. If you ever, if you want to express some concerns, please, bring them forth.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Thank you for the invitation. As you suggested, I think a bit of rest will do me well. As all of you. I understand that the current ordeals have caused a bit of frailty to us. I did not mean to cause worry. Carry on.
All right, no, it's you're all right. I just want to make sure, this place is dangerous when you have your right mind about you. Having, your head all in knots would make this place even more.
That is good advice. Maybe your wits are coming back to you. I like the way you're speaking now. Perhaps that is good advice. Keep your head forward, and whatever lingers in the back, you just have to deal with when you can.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually one last thing because I don't think we did it. But these other the non-gated bookshelves, can I give a look through those and see if there's anything interesting?
Yeah, of course. Give me an investigation. As you're looking through, you go to like you see a book that seems to have a demon's face, like a big open demon's face, and it's just like blackness as the mouth is quite agape, and you go to stick your finger like just like touch it and see like what it's made of, and it pricks your finger a bit and it draws a bit of blood, and you take one piercing damage, uh, and you realize there's like a needle kind of hidden in the mouth, just a simple little trap.
All right. Well, that was it. I was just trying to see if there's anything interesting to read before I rest because I feel like. Wait, when we got to the top here, did we do a full day's travel?
I um I do not remember. I think it was about half the day. I think you guys had to take it in 2 different days, and it was towards the end. It was towards the middle of the second day. I may be crazy, but that was what I think I had intended.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I didn't know if like how long we were gonna have to wait to because I didn't know if we had like literally
Oh
just woken
no,
up from a long rest.
you guys can spend some time. You spend some time investigating. You can continue to spend some time, but you guys totally can take a rest. Um, Elward, do you mind rolling a d20 for random encounters? We even have to roll random encounters down here. The DC will be a little higher because you guys have some cover. Yeah, 1 is never going to cause a random encounter. Maybe I should have made the DCs lower instead of higher. But yeah, you guys can benefit from a long rest and recover your spells and your abilities and your health, hit dice maybe that were spent, and at the end of our long rest, we'll take a break and we'll have to see what speaking with the dead will bring to light.
Sounds good.
Oh, you guys could have spent hours. Like it would have been about midday, so you could have easily spent 5, 6, 7 hours before you got tired.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. Let's come back at 25 minutes past the hour.
Sounds good. See you soon.
See you soon. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We will return after our long rest to this alchemist lab of Strahd. Oh, go away, music. As we wake after our long rest, kind of coming up to our different breaks, yeah, we have the situation before us. It was an uneventful night, perhaps a pretty torrid place to rest and smell and sight, but a little more comfortable than maybe the elements of outside. But yeah, story's in your hands, guys.
So, what do we want to ask him?
Well, I suppose just what he knows about Strahd, where, why, when it all started, I guess, or just I'm not sure, honestly.
Do we know? I'm not sure if maybe Dimitri spent time last night reading his book as well. Do we know if he would have lived in that castle, or was it constructed after that?
Oh, that's right. I forgot to.
Would you have known if Sergei lived in Castle Ravenloft?
Correct.
Yeah, you maybe from the various conversations you've had with locals and stuff, you and the site, the visions that Elward had of Sergei, that he definitely lived in Castle Ravenloft. That in fact, King Barov and Queen Ravenova were the first rulers of Castle Ravenloft until they died, and then Strahd is now.
So that's definitely on the list of like any, what's the safest way to approach any potential like secret entrances, anything like that, assuming he shows interest in helping us. So I think one of the questions I would ask is, it basically give him a short synopsis, ask him if he's interested in helping us stop Strahd, and obviously does he want to be reanimated to help stop Strahd, the castle stuff. I guess you want to ask how it started. I guess like what started it all, and maybe like if Strahd has any like personal like weaknesses, kind of thing, like personality flaws, maybe something like that.
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe his Strahd started his path the path down here by those those hags that ran that carnival, and perhaps Baba Saga also influenced him, but perhaps his brother will have more insight.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think you have 5 questions if you do speak with dead.
I mean,
Yep.
it doesn't hurt to ask if he knows of any weakness Strahd might have.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is his name again?
Oh, Sergei von Zarovich.
Ah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess let's do it.
Cool. You cast the spell. Do you mind popping the spell out? Just so I have the words up, just to remind me what did the. Cool. Do you say anything when you cast the spell?
No. I'll just wait for, some type of movement and address him.
Yeah, as you cast your spell over this strange pieced together massive man, a bit of light, kind of spectral light, kind of enters the eye. The mouth opens and it doesn't move, but it's like a few hundred voices kind of come out, but one stands out as a noble voice and a proud voice, but all the voices kind of speak out. I, who hast called.
Sorry, I'm talking. Didn't push the button.
No worries.
Sergei, I'm sorry to disturb your rest, but we come to you with something of the utmost importance. I don't know how aware you are, but your brother, Strahd, he murdered you as part of an agreement with an ancient power to gain immortality and other immensely strong powers. He used that ability to torture this entire land of Barovia. Children, families, all murdered for his enjoyment. And then they rise again to torture the survivors. Worse than that, he doesn't allow anyone to leave. It's a nightmare that just continues forever. We have all lost people, and we're desperately trying to save anyone that survives. Would you help us try to defeat your brother?
The voices ring out again. It's kind of like, again, like a choir chorus of voices. One does seem to stand through again, but it's, we were defeated. We can rise again.
Yeah.
One question down?
Do you mean to say you are still with Strahd?
I am not whole, but scattered. Two questions?
I'll move over to Winrel real quick and whisper. Perhaps we can ask him where the rest of him is buried, and then we can, I don't know, put him to rest for good. And also, there might be something there to help us. And then I'll move back.
How can you be made whole, restored, and are you willing?
The voices speak out again. We have tried. Yes. That's two questions. 4 questions down.
Wait, that was 4 questions?
The second question was, are you willing?
Wow.
Sorry to be so stringent on that. You definitely, like, the reason the first answer was so awful is it just doesn't know. It doesn't, the spirits don't know. One final question.
We will not make you whole. We will not raise you to stand with Strahd. What is your intention with your brother's horrible rule? Are you with him or against him?
We never stood with the devil, and never will. Again, the voices kind of call out as if it's 100 voices speaking, and then that's the answer they gave. As your spell comes to conclusion, you kind of get the sense that something was strange about this spell. That anytime you've read about this, that maybe it's connected to this corpse that lies on the table. That it's not a solitary corpse, but rather hundreds pieced together, and that the pieces that are Sergei himself. From what Elvord has seen, all that is visible is the eyes. Perhaps there are more internal organs, such as the heart or the brain, that are also Sergei's, but what is made up of Sergei is simply one component of the whole.
This seems like a bad idea. I think we should destroy it.
All right.
Elward, what do you think?
I wanted to test if I could bring it back for scholarly reasons. But Sergei's suffered enough. If you want to end his misery and finally release him, that's fine.
Well, we have no idea if Sergei would be even the one in control. We don't know what we're getting.
True.
Only that it's terribly unnatural.
Then again, a lot of the stuff that we're using can be said the same way. We run the risk of using what we have, and we've gone this far. But people are opposed, and or if you want a straight answer, I don't think we need him. If he was defeated once, he could be defeated again.
What about burning this whole establishment?
Nope.
Such that Strahd would see the smoke.
I'm against that.
Because of the books?
Yes, this is very important research. But might not be useful now, but maybe after defeating Strahd and getting the mist out of here, possibly returning people, loved ones, friends, so on.
Is Van Richten here?
He is, and he's kind of standing as this conversation has progressed. You kind of saw that he was quite interested, but aghast at the way that the dead he spoke with the dead, and very agape at Elward's words, at the suggestion of coming back here to bring more dead back to life, and he's kind of turned his back.
I'd like to approach him.
Yeah, of course.
Approach him.
Van Richten.
Okay.
Van Richten.
Yes.
Will you speak with me privately?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. he kind of will stroll over here and speak with you as you. That was a very interesting spell you used. I can see where would be an excellent tool.
Can we go to DM chat?
Yeah, of course, of course. Indeed, he would be kind of inquisitive towards the spell that you used, and then kind of look toward you when you kind of moved off to the. What did you wish to speak of?
Oh, that is a spell of faith. It's not their souls. It doesn't really bother them. It's just the body telling its story. But what Elward suggests, I am vehemently against this. The only thing in my life I care about was taken from me here. And I had the power to make that deal just as Nisha did. But it's against everything I stand for. I can't let Elward do this. So, I suspect you feel the same way.
It is a strange thing indeed.
I burn this place down. I want to get your feedback.
I do not wish to push a quarrel between you two, but I would be opposed to bringing back the dead, whatever the method. It is not what I would appreciate. I did see some usage of golems of sorts in the tower I occupied, but those were made of clay. Such a thing made of flesh? I cannot fathom that this would be something worthwhile creating. I would not be opposed to the destruction of this, but I too do not wish to push animosity between so close of friends. I thought I had a purpose, and I still hold true to it. But I see that you all have a very similar, if not the same purpose, and what it continues to cost you all. Whatever it may cost, is it still worthwhile? I have been a bit shaken by this recently, and it seems that perhaps you are coming to this realization as well.
And over the table, if I use suggestion, the person won't ever know that I used it on them. Is that correct?
No, they'll know when the spell's dropped. You might have
really?
if you cast it in a subtle way. I guess there's like you can like a sorcerer has subtle cast. Then it can maybe go unknown, but they would still know that like they were affected by magic, but they wouldn't know who. But if you cast suggestion, like part of it is being able to see, and it has verbal and somatic components. I think it might just be verbal actually.
Yeah, it looks like it's just verbal.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, verbal material, but that's the material isn't a big deal. Are you trying to cast suggestion on Rudolph?
No. On Elward, but
You could possibly pull
Yeah,
it
I
off in a
just
sneaky way.
I thought they didn't know because like in the spell it doesn't say that they know. Like friends and stuff say like, oh, when the spell's over, the person knows that, and charm person, but it doesn't say that for suggestion.
It depends how reasonable probably the course of action is. So for example, like when you fight like a Yuan-Ti, the Yuan-Ti can use suggestion. That's like their main weapon. And so like they say like you shouldn't stop. You should stop fighting me and like lay down your weapons because otherwise it might lead to you dying. And then the spell drops and you're like, oh damn, I should have been killing this Yuan-Ti. Like why were I killing? Like that scenario, I think you would know that magic was used against you. But if it's a reasonable enough suggestion, like something they might would think on themselves, then maybe not.
Yeah, more like trying to like having a conversation with him and trying to convince him that we should destroy the facility.
Yeah, you could perhaps word it that way. I mean, if it's just a matter of like casting the actual spell in plain sight. If you do it sneakily, maybe you could pull it off.
Okay, I guess I'll try. All right, let's go back. I will try to cast it sneakily, like as if I'm like telling like in like telling Van Richten something, like quietly, like like towards him.
Are you casting it towards? Are you casting it towards Van Richten or towards Elward?
No, on Elward, but I just like mean like I'll body language make it look like I'm talking to Van Richten, like when I say it.
Okay, but Elward will have to hear what you suggest too. It's like yes, he'll have to be.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Well, yeah, the suggestion. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have a conversation with him. I didn't know if it's
cool.
say like something else. Yeah.
Cool. And if you want to, you can whisper me a deception check when you do it, and I'll kind of role play how well that's pulled off based off Elward's
Okay. And
passive
that's
insight.
/W space GM.
Right, and you can even toggle GM role on your character sheet. Here, I'll pull that up real fast.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you got it.
2 GM. Got it.
Cool. Well, good luck.
And I will use inspiration on the
Awesome. Cool. All right, we'll go back to regular chat. Boom.
Hello.
So after a few minutes of discussion, you see Winrel and kind of Rudolph come to a conclusion of their discussion. Feel free to take it back up.
Yes, so while you two were discussing, we could burn the body. I'll leave the lab and I'll just use it. It's a little research laboratory.
Elward. This site is too important to Strahd. It stands for everything I'm against. If you are desperate to save Ava, you can take the deal. But bringing people back in this way, No, that's terrible. You don't give them a choice. That's not a life that they might want to live. That's not an okay decision to make for someone else. We have to destroy this place. It could be used for so much evil.
Very well. You are entitled to your opinion, and I am entitled to reject your opinion. I stand by what I said, and I will protect this laboratory if it means dry my puppets on you. That being said, I don't want to do that, and we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't even be having this conversation right now, since we're so close to completing our goal. But if you want, we can have this conversation after Strahd's defeated. Because none of this would matter if he's not defeated. No? Doesn't matter what we do now. If Strahd's not defeated, then what's the point? Is what I'm saying making sense?
But if we don't destroy it, as you say, and we lose to Strahd, then he still has it.
And if we
How
do
is that
destroy
worth
it,
the risk?
and if we do destroy it and lose to Strahd, what stops him from making another?
Destroying it and then losing isn't going to really accomplish anything because he'll just rebuild. He's an eternal being. He has forever to rebuild it.
Destroying it now is just wasting our time. And it can be done afterwards.
Just because it was used for evil doesn't mean the laboratory is evil.
Yes, I want to destroy the research and books that will allow people to attempt to resurrect others in this monstrous, horrible, unnatural way.
How Strahd's doing it is unnatural and horrible. How I can do it is way more humane. Using the 3 seeds.
So you think? Yeah. You don't know. Strahd didn't even test that.
I don't think you should use the seeds for that either. The seeds rightfully belong to the martyr cult.
Right. I disagree with giving the seeds to this place. They go back to providing the wine for Barovia. It may not seem important, but it's what keeps them living.
Well, regardless of how
Strahd would keep them living.
Regardless of how important or non-important you think the wine is, the seeds are not our property.
It's not like I'd be taking them away forever.
Well, yes, but when would you give the seeds back? Would you just rip them out of your creation once this is all done?
The research is complete, yes. It wouldn't be ripped out. It would just be used.
Well,
it's their decision to give you those seeds. So you can ask them.
Exactly. But it would matter not if Winrel is going to burn down my research or Strahd's research. But I've completed the research, so it's technically my research too now. Unless she's planning on using that power she just got.
Well, one thing we all agree on is that this body should be burned.
Aye. We can definitely do that at least.
And I'll reach for the vial of alchemist fire and just go to pour it on the body if no one stops.
Anyone react?
Nope.
I'm just keeping my eyes out to stop someone from stopping him.
Yeah, so I'll pour the alchemist fire on the body.
As you go to pull the flask out, no one notices this but you, Dimitri. You notice that Winrell's lips seem to keep moving a bit, and it's like she's got her hand in her pocket, her six-fingered hand in her pocket, figuring with something. But then it's just something odd that caught your eye. But yeah, you go to burn. You take the alchemist fire out, and you dash it across the sewn together corpse, and it burns. It begins to burn and melt, and it's an awful smell, but it completely burns away. The table kind of burns a bit too, and you have another scorch mark across this blackened dais.
Now the research. Elward, if you already know how, let's burn it so no one else can use this. We must destroy it now. If we all die, it will live on. If we die and destroy Strahd, it will be gone forever.
Very well. I almost made it sound like I was gonna not attempt it at all. But it's fine. You can destroy this lab. I'll just make a new one. It's fine. The research is right here anyway, and I point to my noggin.
Exactly. This will keep it from getting into other people's hands. You already have the knowledge.
I have that knowledge and the knowledge of where your wolf den is. So please remember that if you try to get in my way. And I put my papers down. Hope you don't mind, but the tome stays with me. It's not part of the research, it's part of the equation.
Van Richten, if you would. Could you take care of those papers for me? For us?
Yeah, yes, if that's the plan. Certainly, we'll be ready to be off. I'm sure as this begins to burn, that it will burn quite quickly, as it's a very enclosed space and quite old paper.
Before you start burning everything down, I'm going to move the skull out of here.
Indeed. Be ready to leave. Anyone else have anything before we should depart?
Serva's just going to take the skull out and just leave whatever happens to whoever's still in there. That's her biggest concern.
I'm all set for now. Server, I'll give you a
Thanks. So yeah, so Serva's just gonna be outside the whole time.
Elward, as you pass by Rudolph, he kind of glance. I must admit that I'm glad that Paul's soul was not brought back to whatever life it would have been given. However, it would have been a curious thing to see.
Sergei lived his life. And he would have told a lot of great stories had he come back. I'm curious, Rudolph, how yours is going to end.
As am I. As am I. Those words seem to resonate with him quite a bit. He kind of goes over there and we'll start the burning and then sprint out. And we'll leave that place.
Elward just passively aggressively threatening it.
I mean, he hasn't threatened me yet, so.
It's just throwing around a lot of.
Alright.
Cool. Wow, that was a lot. Like the opening would have given you kind of this view angle out across the valley and towards Castle Ravenloft and stuff. But yeah, we're back out on Mount Gacky's. Oh, go ahead.
How large is the like, is it contained since it looked like it was like stone, or is there like some amount of smoke above the facility?
Oh yes. Yeah, it's quite a bit of black smoke that's coming out. Kind of pure. It's like if Mount Gacky's was a dormant volcano kind of thing. You see this huge pillar of black smoke kind of spiraling out of the mountain up into the sky, and then into the mist. It's quite dark all over Barovia, as it's always in that twilight. But yeah, you could definitely see this smoke for miles and miles and miles.
Winrel will stand facing the structure with her eyes closed and like her face just down for a long period of time, 10 minutes without talking.
Cool. Yeah, I'll give you guys let's say 1000 XP. That was way more and way better roleplay than I ever expected that place to incite. That was really cool. I expected that to be like a 10-minute location, and it turned into a several-hour location, which was kind of awesome. You guys are good at that. That's a very good thing. I enjoy that. Cool. Yeah, let's get into our random encounters as we begin to travel down the mountain. It's quite slow going, even with your mastiffs. Actually, would speed it up a little bit. How long do those mastiffs stay? Are they just around, or do they have like duration?
If anything, I'd prefer if we took some time to make a sleigh.
Dave said they're real dogs, so they last like a lifetime. Their lifetime.
Oh, dang.
That's hilarious.
Also, if it helps, Elward will take out a little horse statue and mutter some words under his breath because they're a little bit embarrassing to say out loud. And he throws the horse, and then when it lands on the floor, a white horse, the statue transforms into a white horse.
Oh yeah, you get that the statue, the one that you got in the playhouse, the clown horse. Is it the one you're talking about?
I got it from Happy Jack's desk.
Yeah. Oh man. There it is. Jingles. Do you see that?
Yep.
What figure of one?
Someone has good perception. They would hear me say, Jingle, jingle, help me out. And then I toss it.
Yeah, the big black horse comes out wearing the white saddle adorned with jingle bells, and you yeah, you can cast Animal Messenger spell on will with it, and you have this horse. It's a riding horse.
I'm gonna ride it. While it you guys want to take some time to make a sleigh or something? I think it's gonna be awkward if we're just dragging it on the floor.
That would be best if we could.
No,
Yeah,
wouldn't.
after my 10 minutes, I can fashion up a pretty sweet sleigh.
I would appreciate that very much.
Also, I forgot. I was gonna ask Casimir to see if he could dispel the magic on the vampire book I took from the Amber.
Yeah, as you pull it out, or you go to reach in your pack, you can't find it, but there is a bit of crumbly dust, kind of powdery, disintegrated dust, kind of in the bottom of your bag, where the book was at.
All right, never mind.
Maybe you kind of mention this, and the rest of you who carried books out of the library, they've all crumbled into powdery dust.
Oh, well, there goes the +2. Oh, well.
No,
No,
not
no,
the
no.
No, not
one.
that book. No, the ones we got. Yeah, from the library, but still sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, your Tome of Understanding and your Constitution book, or the body manual of bodily health, are still good, but the ones out of the Amber Temple library.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, that's the trick of that place. The wizards can learn all the spells they want, but they have to spend that time in the library. Yeah, so you can spend some time doing your channel divinity, right? And like fabricate or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I think an hour. I think it takes to make things.
Cool. Yeah, you guys can do that no problem and be kind of taking a bit of help from Dimitri, the crafting and stuff. You can build a sleigh. Maybe have like a couple harnesses attached to it where you could have the mastiffs drag the skull and bear the weight. Working together and with the sleigh, they could totally do so and quite speed up the travel instead of it being as awful as it might have been dragged. It looks like you can move it quite effectively with it. So I won't make you move at half speed. We'll just move at normal speed, which is already half speed in this terrain. So instead of 2 hexes, we still get our full 4. Winroll, do you mind rolling a d20 for random counters? I think Elward rolled the last one. Okay, boom, boom,
Whoops.
boom. Snowy encounter.
All right, Yeti.
My Alexa just thought I was talking to her. That was funny. Our Google Chrome or whatever they're called. Shit, which one should we do? Yeah, we're gonna do this one. Maybe you kind of find an old kind of beaten path as you're traveling through the mountain, kind of descending down. You find a series of ruins like the ones you had camped outside the Amber Temple. The path you trudge through looks more like a kind of a path made by packs of animals, kind of stomping through these different grounds. But as you come to the path, you hear a howl and a growl behind you. As you turn and you look behind, a huge white wolf seems to step out into the path and be baring its fangs towards you. It hasn't made aggressive behavior yet, but it's standing just behind you all. It's this huge white wolf just giving you death eyes.
Hmm.
I'll just it being a wolf, I'll just kind of get ready. Like just put my hand on Matilda and the sword.
You kind of make nervous movements and movements, threatening movements. Anisha, you'd be back at full health. You had a long rest, and you'd have your spells back and stuff. But make a bit of aggressive action. You see it raise its head into the air and give a howl, a long howl, as if it's calling out.
I wasn't trying to be aggressive. I was just kind of like, like I wasn't pulling anything.
Oh yeah, but it's like tension. Like when you start to like draw weapons, it's like there's like a tension in the air, you know. Still, it's kind of just staring with icy dagger eyes towards you all. Anyone else react at all?
Winrel, you
Yeah.
talk to this one.
Friend of yours.
Yeah, I will fully transform and walk forward towards it, and actually, yeah, I'll walk towards it and howl.
Cool. Are you trying to convey in a certain message, or just like just kind of like calling to it?
I think a message of
Like a general feeling?
like like a superiority, kind of like dominance, I guess, like an impression of dominance. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, give me an intimidation check.
-1. I got this shit. Oops, not advanced.
No worries.
Or
It,
could I possibly help by like trying to seem threatening? Like
are you proficient in it?
Oh,
just waving.
all kinds
I
of
am
buttons on
proficient
that.
in intimidation.
Sure. You can like a sister. 12 is still going to be not high enough. As you kind of step forward and you howl out, you hear the icy, you see the icy kind of piercing eyes stare into you. It begins to growl. At the same time, you can't be surprised, Dimitri, but two other massive white wolves, as everyone's kind of turned, but towards the direction the path you're coming, two more pop out, and everyone begin to roll initiative.
Yeah, well, I tried.
Yeah. All right. And you guys have control of Rudolph and Casimir. Oh, look, it's old Nisha token. Let me change that real fast. That shows you how long I've had this map set up. Cool. So Dimitri, you're not surprised as these other wolves hop out. Your sixth sense kind of cuts in, and you can feel the ambush waiting, and you're able to react to it no problem.
Yeah, I will. I guess swing around this way. Take a couple shots of Matilda at this one down here. I'll do I'll do a grip point on one of them to make it violent.
That is definitely a hit. Is it the full damage?
Yeah, it's a violent shot, so it's only 7 for the. No violent for the second one.
That is also a hit.
For 10, and then I'll move down the rest of the way, and offhand bonus with the sun sword. That's
12 is a miss.
and then yeah, that's it.
Cool. This wolf is not part of the surprise round. It didn't get surprised. This one is though. No one else cannot be surprised, right?
Nah.
Cool. This wolf is going to go as you kind of shoot it and move out towards it with your light. It immediately kind of takes a big inhale, and you see it kind of howl out, but this freezing cold air comes out of its mouth. I'll need a dex save from you, and maybe Ada. Yeah, and Ada. So you'll take half, and she'll take full. So 17 cold damage on for Ada, and 8 damage on Dimitri. And it kind of is going to stay where it's at. It's got good cover with this kind of ruined wall, and it's going to looks like it's like pawing at the ground, ready to bite you next turn. This wolf will get its surprise round as it kind of hops around the tree.
I'm not sure if you saw Lennon, but Dave doesn't see his initiative in that.
That's weird because I see it.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Nija's 12.
It's right above one of the winter wolves.
Yeah, Nija's 12 and Casimir's 3, just above Serva.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry, my bad. I see it now.
Oh, no worries. No worries. And I would have got Rudolph, Winrell, and Happy Jack. So I'll need dex saves from those 3.
Rudolph has a +3 to his because he's in my aura.
Oh, nice.
11 still fails, unfortunately.
But it'll just continue its movement all the way up after, as it breathes out and moves in. Looks like a Happy Jack passes and the other 2 fail. Ooh, that's a low roll. So 9 to Rudolph and Winrell, and 4 to Happy Jack. And then normal initiative now. Dimitri, your turn.
Alright, let's take a couple swings.
Correct. 17 and 20 are both hits as you slash into this creature.
So it'd be 13 and 7. So 20. And 1 offhand shot with me.
That is also
2. Hit. And yeah, then I'll. That's it right now. So I keep forgetting that my done button works now.
No worries. And get you guys, get the 3 of you.
Everyone got a +3 to the save. Mine's already factored in, so that's a failure.
Oof. Then dex saves for Nija and Casimir. Both those are passes. So 14 cold damage to Serva, and
Yep.
7 cold damage to Casimir and Nisha. That's that Winter Wolf's turn. Elward, becomes your turn.
Okie dokie. What do we got? What do we got? Let's do something fun. First, let me test out the range of this wolf as I step away from it. Does it do anything?
Does not.
Oh, wait. Still technically 10 feet. I'll step one more step. Does it do anything?
Oh no. Yeah, now you're 20 feet now.
Alright.
Yeah, 5 feet reach.
That's nice. I'm gonna come up over here with 8 up. Hey, let me do I have to use an action first. Okie dokie. I need okay. I need Rudolph, Winrel, and the wolf to make wisdom savies. As some demonic noises come from Happy Jack, but it's going to be torment.
Looks like the wolf saves. Winrel and Rudolph do not.
No, Rudolph does.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
within 10 feet.
Cool.
No worries. Even if it did affect you, doesn't have really negative effects. You just have disadvantage on all attack rolls on Happy Jack. But you are tormented a little bit. Wasn't on purpose at all.
What else is new?
It would be a horrible sight to see Happy Jack shake and shiver and make such terrible noise. I'm sure it draws the eyes of all in combat.
But that's my action for Happy Jack. Ada is gonna try to grab onto one of this wolf's legs and try to restrain it.
Yeah, you totally can. Still within all size.
Did it wrong?
That is a hit, and you grapple into it. It becomes restrained, I think, too.
Yep. Side effect didn't show up. Yep, restrained. Gotta make DC 15 strength or is it acrobatics?
Like escape DC, right?
Yeah,
Or is it
DC
is it an automatic grapple?
It's automatic restrain like a crocodile or a snake. But
Okay,
if he wants to use his action to get out, it's a DC 15 strength.
Excellent.
I think I'm going to go a little bit safer in the back side. I have 20 more movement. I'll just stay behind this tree. That's my turn. I don't have a... Oh, yes, I do so far. There you go.
Cool. Nisha, becomes your turn.
That grapple makes things interesting. Let's see. Nisha's going to raise the staff, and she is going to cast a wall of ice. Now I believe it's 10 10-foot panels that have to be continuous. So I think if I start here, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I should be able to get them. So I will Can everyone see this? Oh, okay, good. You guys can all see that. Yeah, so I'll essentially kind of draw like a line of a wall of ice, like almost a semicircle of. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say, how do you? It's like that's what I was trying to do. That's amazing.
If
Yeah,
you,
so that's effectively what I'm trying to do with the wall of ice, cutting it through. I will expend one sorcery point to give Ada to play Ada to give Ada since she's grappling. I'm assuming it would contact her, so I will give her advantage on her saving throw by casting it with careful spell.
not like that.
I don't know. I think it automatically succeeds, doesn't it? That's what it says.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it automatic. Oh, there you go. That's right. It automatically. Succeeds. Sorry, my bad.
You're like trying to cut through the wolves, every one of them, right?
Effectively, yeah. It's one part effective wall separating them, and then second part the damage aspect.
Cool. Let me give you some dex save.
And it's technically 31 damage because I rolled 1-1, which should count as a 2. Damn, I rolled a lot of
excellent.
2s.
It's cold damage, right?
Correct, but I also have elemental adept, so hopefully they're not immune, only resistant.
I'm sorry, they are immune.
Balls. Damn it.
I'm so sorry.
I lived in the cold, man.
Oh
Yeah, get the
man.
fuck off this mountain, guys.
But they all do fail,
Alright.
so they get like shoved
Alright, that's
to the
cool.
back
At
of
least
the
it's
wall.
protection.
And so Ada didn't make it. Didn't make the save.
Auto pass.
Auto
Yeah,
pass.
Auto save, yeah.
And you want to stay grappled?
If it goes to the other side, then no.
Yeah. As the wall comes up, you kind of command Ada to let go. Cool. Oh, you already passed turn. Cool. Sorry, they're immune to damage. Yeah, this one is gonna. How big of a wall was it? 120 feet?
It's 100 feet, so it's 10-foot panels, 1 foot thick, AC 12, and they have 30.
Oh no, that's not right.
I'm pretty sure that one could just walk around.
Yeah, just making sure I had the distance right. I think the wall could be bigger from what I drew. Yeah, it looks like it could be bigger on each side. Yeah, so this one, this one over here is just gonna dash a bit. It could be another 30 feet towards that way, and another 20 feet towards the top. 50 movement speed. Yeah, so it's gonna run 30 feet this way, and then come back that way. It would have to dash if it doesn't have breath. Oh, that's a D5. Well, we'll still take it. It's a failure. It doesn't recharge, so it does dash all the way back up. Rudolph.
Rudolph is. Yeah. I guess for the moment, he's just going to come down here. Because that's the only wolf he can actually reach. And go take some stabs.
Both those are hits as it stabs it twice.
So 9 damage. And that is his turn.
Cool. Winrail becomes your turn as now this 10-foot wall of ice separates you and the huge creature beyond.
Well, this isn't difficult terrain, right?
No.
Okay.
Your turn, Winrel.
Okay, okay. Let's see. Okay. Can I make a wall of fire on the other side of the ice wall?
It depends if you have to see where you cast the wall of fire, which I think you might.
It just says within range.
I think you'd have to be able to still see the point where you cast it.
All right. I feel like those usually say a site a place you can see within range, but
Well, because the question is, can you see through ice? That particular ice.
It is like a foot thick.
oh yeah, no, I didn't assume I could see through the ice.
I was assuming.
Um,
I don't see much ice in my lifetime. Only in movies. Titanic.
whatever. I'm just gonna Sacred Flame then, the one I can see.
Cool. Perhaps it's just ready for the spell and dodges out of the way. Casimir's turn.
Casimir is going to turn Firebolt, the one he can see as well, down to the south. He'll turn and throw one of those bad boys. Oh my god, 3 damage? Are you kidding me? Jesus.
That's the life of Firebolt, man.
Well, I mean, I rolled 10d6, and I think I rolled like 4 2s and 1 1, and then
Oh yeah,
and then Casimir's damage was a 2 and a 1. I'm like, oh god.
gotta
Nice,
love
my
that.
natural damage.
Gotta love the non-flat big rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll throw that firebolt, hopefully doing something, and pass it.
Let's see. Everyone's gathering up over there. I think they got that. So, Serva's gonna move. Because she doesn't know how fast they can move, but she presumes this one will try to come around. So she's gonna here, and as a bonus action, she's gonna cast Thunder Smite. I mean that's not the damage it does, of course, but that's just
Cool.
and she's gonna ready an action to just hit this wolf if it comes around the corner and in her range. And that's it from me.
Alrighty. This wolf is separated by it's 10 foot high, right? The wall?
Yes.
It's going to take a step back and then try to run up and jump the wall or climb up on top of the wall. Comes and jumps and like scraggles onto the top part of the wall and then climbs itself over, landing right here. It does not recharge. So all it can do is a bite attack. It'll do a bite. Let's see. It's going to take a bite on you, Nisha. 22 to hit for 11 piercing. Just 11, not 22. 11, and I need a strength saving throw, Nisha.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
You definitely get knocked prone. That is that Winter Wolf. Your turn, Dimitri. Serva and Casimir, maybe, and even Nisha, as you kind of looking towards the north, you notice that a strange pillar of steam and smoke seem to be coming up from the other side of the wall, just to the north. And you hear a bit of whimper. But your turn, Dimitri.
All right. I will move down here, and then take a couple stabs. Sneak attack on one of them, whichever one, if either of them hit, or one of them.
Go for it. 22 is definitely a hit.
So that's 24 damage.
You can describe the kill?
Yeah, just kind of like swing around, and maybe it's as it's distracted with Ava and Rictavio, since Rictavio hit him last. Just kind of like get him right through like the neck, like the spine, and just like get. And then move up here. I'll bonus action dash, have to get up there, and I'll take my second stab at this. For 10.
16's a hit.
For 10 damage, and then that is.
As you see the smoke and the whimper, you hear a call out from the Winter Wolf, and the ground beneath your feet begins to shake, and steam appears on the other side of the wall as well, as this great head with flaring fire comes busting out of the ground, snapping the Winter Wolf in two. This huge, massive beast comes crawling out of the hole that's burrowed through on either side of the wall. And you see the other Winter Wolves begin to kind of whimper out and begin to turn tail. That's what this creature looks like.
I'm excited. I haven't fought one of these in 5th edition yet. I want a full power one.
Yeah. But that's its action. It essentially just bit the hell out of that thing. Elward becomes your turn.
Does it like it burst? You said it like burst through the.
Yeah, it's gonna burst through the ground, like right where like kind of. It's so massive it'll break through the wall. I'll give it an attack, but yeah, it destroys the wall. That section of the wall, no problem. I think the AC is like 10 and has 30 HP.
Jesus Christ, I don't want to get hit by that thing. Let's see.
Wow.
And you're saying like heat is like embodying it?
It literally, like, it's like I don't know if you've ever seen like a piranha attack a fish. It literally came bursting out of the ground and snapped this Winter Wolf in half, like straight through the torso of the Winter Wolf as it smashed through the wall ice in the ground.
Yeah, fucking damn. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this. Let's see. I think I got something in my pockets here that I haven't used in a while. I haven't used at all, actually. We're just gonna make some weird motions as he has to stumble through his inventory real quick, and so are my puppets. And then Ward takes out the so many pipes of haunting. he's gonna blow on it. And everyone who's not my enemy. Let me make an actual sheet for this.
Nice.
So everyone within 30 feet who's not my enemy has to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be frightened for a minute.
Cool. I think the two things within sight are totally possible. Wisdom save.
Yep, DC 15.
Wait, so wait.
I think he
Only
means
hostile creatures. Hostile creatures.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, the way you worded it, it sounded like you said everyone that's not your enemy, so the whole party has to make a wisdom.
Like, what are you targeting us for?
I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Elward has turned. No. What was the DC?
The thing that's already frightened is frightened 15.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 charges. And the whatever that is immune for 24 hours.
Okay, cool. The giant fireworm.
Yeah. Well, that's my action. I'll use my bonus action to add some bonus AC to Ada. And she's gonna start making her way to this thing and try to be a protect dummy for somebody. I'll get to about here. Try to protect Nisha, but she looks like a very easy target right now, so roleplay wise, Ada's gonna help Nisha up. But
okay. You can use your action to grapple and drag her to her feet if you wish.
I used my action to try to fear.
To bring her to her feet?
Oh no, I used my action to use the bagpipes.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you know, there's a lot of action coming these levels.
Yeah. Nisha, becomes your turn.
Okay, I'll spend half my movement and stand up, and seeing this kind of giant thing popping through the ground, I will spend my action to cast Mirror Image. So that'll be fun, hopefully. And then I'll use my bonus action to go ahead and expend 3 sorcery points to summon my wolf to attack this monstrosity. As the shadows coalesce from the ground and my Houndeville element appears. I guess I gotta roll initiative for him. Come on, Lo. Oh, son of a bitch. Now it's the natural 20. That's great. Okay. And then, let's see, I'm going to spend the rest of my turn taking probably an AO from this wolf and moving away from the large creature.
Yeah, it is gonna bite at you as it kind of moves away, but it just looks like panic is in its eyes.
Oh yeah, that hits. Okay.
And I need a strength saving throw.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot that.
Oh no,
okay,
no! You have mirror image. You have a mirror image.
Oh,
so,
that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's the whole reason I cast it.
You roll. Look, what is it? A D20? Yeah, roll a D20. Yeah, it hits a duplicate. You're down to 2 duplicates.
Okay, sweet. I'll take. So I'll spend the rest of my action running away.
Nice use of your spell. That saved you some distance and damage. This winter wolf is Kapui. Rudolph.
Yeah, after crapping his pants, no, he's going to. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's just gonna move, because he saw. Are these? How tall are these walls?
They range from they're like crumbling, but they're like 7 feet to about 3 feet. So yeah, they give you some cover for sure.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna do that, and then to get ready to help people out, he's gonna cast Sanctuary on himself as a bonus. And yeah, that's it for now because he doesn't have any range and he doesn't want to get within range of that thing right now. So that's his turn.
Okay, cool. Winrel.
Okay. So I'll sacrifice my action because I never took my action to change back into a person before casting the cantrip.
Okay, cool. I can appreciate that integrity.
And I will use my bonus action to cast spiritual weapon on it.
Awesome. On the Urmurass? The giant fireworm?
Yeah.
Cool. Go for it.
Looks more like a centipede.
Yeah, it's like a centipede, giant fire centipede. As you try to smack it with your big spectral weapon, it doesn't make contact. It doesn't seem to break through the carapace any movement.
Holy shit, I rolled 3 1s. I mean, it doesn't matter because I only rolled a 15 on the hit anyway, but like, what the hell? 3 1s on DH? That's
That's
crazy.
horrible luck, yeah.
Yeah, at least it didn't matter. No, I will just stay where I am.
Cuckoo. Casimir's turn.
Casimir will mutter under his breath, "This does not look good." And he's gonna spend his bonus action to cast Misty Step to get the fudge out of there. He'll go this direction. And then he'll just use his action to cast a firebolt at it, which I'm guessing it's immune to, just because it's all steamy.
Oh yeah, it's immune to fire for sure. You fire out, it seems to like open its mouth gaping wide, and the fire kind of mixes into its already gaping mouth of fire.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a super useful combat for Casimir and Nisha, guys. Just letting you know. Not that the last 3 sessions have proven any more useful.
I'm sorry, man. Serva.
Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do the whole brace up and activate.
Oh, nice.
I'm like 15 feet from this thing, so even if it's big, I don't think it should hit. So I'm gonna take the risk and try to fly up a bit first, like 20 feet in the air.
Okay, 20 feet up.
Yep, and then move 30 feet over this way because it gives me 60 feet of flying, and that is for my action. I'm going to use the channel divinity on this, and her eyes kind of glow silver as she just kind of like stares at it head on.
Oh, nice. Let me give you a save. That is a fail as it goes paralyzed.
Yep. And it makes that save again on the end of its turn. But that is my...
Yeah, very nice. As this huge creature just gets maybe mesmerized by the frightening gaze, it seems to turn its head towards the flying creature. The Winter Wolf is going to do its best to disengage and flee. So it'll use its action disengage and try to kind of like push through between Ada and Dimitri.
Ada will allow it.
Oh yeah, if it's disengaging, I'll let it.
And that's as far as it can make this turn. Try to run away. At the end of your turn, let me roll one more thing.
Can the wolf walk towards me since it's afraid of me?
Oh no, it would disengage another way. I'm sorry. Maybe it would try to climb. It would have to try to climb back up the wall and jump across. That's funny. Let me give that a check.
Yeah, I just wanted to see that.
Oh, it's trying to clamber up the wall and it's not making it. The wolf is trying its best. Thank you for the fear reminder.
So would you say that it ends its turn within 5 feet?
Yeah, you could say that. It's like trying to clamber up the wall.
Then I just want to know if I could use my skirmisher to move half my speed as.
Oh yeah, as your reaction? Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll move half my speed, which is 15, as a reaction to get closer. That provokes no attacks of opportunity. And then yeah, I'm going to stab and shooty shoot, or mostly just stab because I need my bonus action.
Cool.
I believe you have advantage because it's paralyzed.
It is.
All right, so I'm gonna use my action surge right now, and we're gonna give 4 stabs out at this thing. No, and I will even stow Matilda and use this thing two-handed.
Go for it. You hit. You just trounce into it over and over and over. As you slap into it, after you kind of get done, you realize your hands have been badly burnt, as the body is like molten lava as you cut into it. So you do a lot of damage, but it does it does 3d6 fire for each time you hit. So it's going to do 12.
Oh, I forgot to. Okay. Yeah, I just forgot to roll sneak attack. Sorry. Because the dog counts.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have advantage, so that automatically.
Yeah, you get sneak for sure.
Oh.
Oh,
All
you
right.
take 10 fire damage back? Oh no.
God.
Well, that's sneak attack. The 10 is sneak attack.
I know, I'm looking at the 40.
You take 40 fire damage for slicing into this creature over and over and over again.
So I did 6, 12, 18, 20.
Took more damage than dishing it.
28 plus 10. So I did 43. So I took almost as much damage as I did. Yeah, and then I'm going to I don't have to bonus action dash because I didn't move yet. I'm gonna bonus action dash.
I guess that means you should have shot it.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna run back here, dash as far away as I can because I'm definitely not hitting that with a sword anymore. And that is my turn.
You can't take an AO because it's paralyzed. Hound's turn.
Alright, the hound's gonna do what it does, and it's gonna bite at it because it doesn't know anything else other than that.
Go for it.
Hound has advantage.
It bites into the carapace. It doesn't bite through, but it takes some damage. Takes 12 fire damage. The jaws lock onto the creature.
Okay. Oh, there's a.
It's still paralyzed.
Oh, did I actually
again.
delete my hound? Oops.
Oh no!
There he goes. And he makes the save again at the end of his turn to break.
Right. Yeah, he failed. So he's still paralyzed.
Yeah, coming in clutch.
As this is happening, maybe it's a bit difficult to see, but Serva, what you would see is this noble-looking gentleman running forward. Wait for me! I'm coming! I'm coming to the rescue for you all! What a terrible beast! And he's swinging this chain with a spike on it behind, above him as he's running forward.
Oh, this guy!
He gets quite close. He's still got a bit of distance, kind of 10 feet distance between him and the massive beast. Let's go, okay, friends. I'm here. I will save the day.
Who is this guy? What?
Not a friend of ours.
Vasily swings his spiked chain as hard as he can at this carapace 3 times. Hitting 1 time. And how far do you have to be away? No, because he's too far. He doesn't take fire damage. You see, like the end of his spike chain kind of begin to turn red hot, but he's just far enough away that he's not going to take fire damage back. Elward, becomes your turn.
Cool.
What is going on here? This is the random time for Vasily to make his appearance again. Okie dokie. Kind of do want the wolf to stay here, so he has better food more enticing food to go after.
To be fair, we've already paralyzed and stabbed it a lot, so
Kind of still looks healthy though. We always need a backup plan. Unless I can really do anything to it. It has a lot of immunities. Alright. Ada's going to try to restrain the wolf.
Oh yeah, go for it. Oh yeah, that absolutely hit as you grapple into its like hindquarters.
And, I don't know how you want to rule movement versus restraint, but I'm just gonna try to spin around with it and put the wolf closer to the beast.
Yeah, you can use movement to try to drag it. You might have to move closer to it as well with Ada, but you can drag it while it's grappled at half speed.
Sure, I'll do that. Let's try to get closer and more enticing.
Do opportunity attacks count?
Only if it was to move out of the way. Since it's being pulled away, no.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'll leave it there because maybe it'll help and not go after Vasily or anybody else. Happy Jack's just gonna be annoying and torment Winrel a little bit and just take the dodge action.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Nisha, will become your turn.
Well, he's got plenty of immunities here, doesn't he? Alrighty. Yeah, there you go. There's something. I guess I'll do what I can do here. Let's I'll bring down an ice storm, kind of over in this area to try and get the monster, and trying to avoid my wolf as much as possible. Who's that?
And Ice Storm's not concentration, right? So you're still good on the wall of ice, right?
Correct. Actually, is Wall of Ice Yeah. Ice Storm is just a one cast.
Awesome. I couldn't remember if it was one of those frozen ice things is like there's like a delay, like several turns. It's like just flickering or something, and Cuckoo. Do you want Vasily in it or just the Rimaraz?
Just the rumor as for.
Cool. How big is the area?
Concord. Oops, that's Ice Storm. Ice Storm is 20-foot radius, 40. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't be able to see past the ice storm, so technically speaking, I guess Vasily's gonna get whacked by it.
Yeah, I don't think you.
So
I don't. Yeah.
that's.
If it was a smaller radius, I think you could pull it off. But I think unfortunately.
That's fine. Let's just chalk that up to a whoops for Vasily.
It's okay. Yeah, and we'll definitely not on your hound. The rumor has auto fails. It is immune to the cold, but it does take the bludgeoning.
Sweet. 5 bludgeoning damage, guys. Up 1 from last.
And Vasily will give you a dex. Has evasion, so he takes no damage. What is that? The meaning of keeping me in this blizzard? Good thing Vasily is so light on his feet from all the dancing with the fine dames.
I already don't like this guy.
Anything else, Nisha?
Where is Serena?
And he kind of gets choked up. No time for talking. This battle. Talk later.
Who?
You definitely get the idea they didn't want to talk about that topic. Rudolph.
Sorry. Just had an incident with my chair. Yeah. Rudolph, seeing what's happening with everyone attacking it close, is glad that he didn't get up close. But he will move down to here and do a cure wounds on Dimitri.
You definitely, Rudolph in the heat of the action seems to be back towards his old self, like the uneasiness and the air, like the kind of weird air between you two. It definitely seems to be not there. It's like a man of action kind of thing. When combat's going on, you don't get that sense at all.
Okay. Yeah, so he does the healing, and then I guess that's all he can really do. So,
Winroll, your turn.
Okay. Winrow is going to go for a Spirit Guardian.
Nice.
Sorry. I was just checking if I wanted to cast it at a higher level.
Oh, nice. Got the image in there and everything. Oh, the blue is awful to see. At least I can't tell at all. I'll change that color. On the ore.
Okay, and I'm gonna move forward so that They're both in.
Cool, cool. At the start of their turn, they'll take some damage. And you still have a bonus action, too.
Yep, and I am going to try to whack him as well with the spiritual weapon.
No advantage?
It's gonna be a normal.
Oh,
Attack anyone other than my puppet, it's disadvantage.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Torments.
Oh, okay.
Made a few attacks before, but I forgot. I think he missed.
Yeah, it's not been relevant yet, I don't think. I had just forgotten. That time you do break through the carapace, and like a gout of fire goes out as your spectral weapon smashes through it a bit. At least good damage on the one that hit. Or pretty good damage.
20, right?
Yeah, pretty good. Casimir's turn.
So Casimir is going to take a few steps back, surveying the scene, and he is going to let out a magic missile. And he's going to cast it at his max level, which is 5, to try and get as much damage in on the sucker as possible. Pew 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 pew.
Boom, boom.
Oh dang!
Remind me to update his spell list too, because he would have updated his spell book too over a long rest before next session. But
Okay.
I had forgot because he did his like dungeon delving spells, and now he'll go back to his normal stuff. Yeah, all of those fire out, and your first D4 was a 4, so it's max damage. How many did you fire? 7? Right? Am I crazy?
Yeah, it'd be 3. Yeah, 3, 4.
35
5,
damage.
6, 7.
All 7 bolts fire out with full force as they strike in and smash into the carapace, and 7 gouts of fire go out as you kind of smash holes in the armor of this creature.
Oh shit! Did the melee characters take damage when they take
No.
damage from ranged attack?
No, you're all good.
Oh, okay.
It's
I was
just
like, oh,
flavor.
that's about to be brutal.
Just flavor, yeah.
Like, so I was like 21d6. Oof, jeez.
Oh yeah, 3. Oh, that'd be awful.
Rip.
Okay, cool. And then he'll pass turn after.
Sarah, it becomes your turn as you kind of fly a bit over the scene and purveying everything that's going on.
All right. I'm gonna drop Thunder's Smite, and then spend another slot as a bonus action to cast Divine Favor, because I doubt it's immune to Radiant, but who knows? And I'm gonna fly over a bit and descend a little, and seeing that attacking from a bit of a distance worked, I'm gonna get within 10 feet of it rather than.
Very smart.
And I'm just gonna attack it with the Death Bell.
Cool. Yeah, your halberd will heat up as you strike into it, but because of the distance, the reach, you'll be good. You won't take any damage back. 19 is a hit.
And that's from the Carry-On Shroud and the Divine Favor.
Cool.
And we're gonna level 2 smite that. So another 17, so that's 32 total for that one.
Cool.
And let's do that.
21 is a hit.
Another level 2 smite. And that's just 7, and I'll just use Orcish Fury on that to do an extra D10.
We just gotta hope that we don't have another encounter today, as all our resources are getting drained out.
To be fair, this is a big guy.
Yeah.
He does a lot of damage, so.
What's the D10? The Orcish Fury?
Yep.
Nice. Those are 2 big hits. Rimaraz kind of still locked eyes onto you, not able to move.
And I'm gonna kite over this way a bit, just so it comes for me and not anybody else. And that is it from me.
Cool. This winter wolf is still alive. It's gonna try its best to get free. Is it just a normal escape, or is it specifically strength?
Yeah.
Either way, it'll probably do strength. Yeah, it'll definitely do strength. And it doesn't break free. It uses its action. It's trying to get free, trying to rip out of your grasp, but it cannot. Dimitri, your turn.
I think it takes Spirit Guardians too.
Oh, yes, thank you. Let me give you a whiz save. That'll be a pass, but it'll still take half damage. If you don't mind rolling Spirit Guardians damage, Winrow.
She stepped away for a quick second, but I can roll it for her. What is it, like 3d6 or something? Or
I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's see here. Cool. Yeah, you're totally dead on 3d8. 6 damage as it passed. Alright, Dimitri, your turn.
I'm gonna move 30 feet here and take some shots. So the first one I'm gonna do, use a grip point on it to make it violent.
23 is a hit on the Rimaraz, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's paralyzed. Yeah, 23 on the Remora.
As you fire Matilda out, maybe it strikes through the left eye, and just a huge gout of fire kind of sprays out, and the head finally kind of unlocks, and it swivels left and right and falls to the ground motionless.
All right. And yeah.
And I'm gonna give you guys a coup on this Winter Wolf, as you've got it pretty well handled. As you slay the final beast, maybe even Vasily kind of runs up, as it seems he was the next in turning, kind of sticks his spike chain once or twice into the Rimaraz. Well, it's a good thing I showed up right in time too. And with that, we'll call session.
Got a real blast from the past there, didn't we?
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Where's our friend? Oh, experience for all that?
Oh yeah, let me calculate that real fast. I'll get that to
That
you.
was a big boy.
I was gonna say, because I fought a weekend one of those in the old Monday night campaign Lennon used to run, and that, like, the weekend one was tough. So I can't imagine like fighting this at full strength if you had it parallel.
That's true. That really came in clutch.
Yeah, that was a huge effect. Debuff. It hits
Even that first
really hard.
was good, but yeah, I was glad that it got shut down, because a single hit from that thing is scary.
Yeah, 50 on average. 50 on and it can swallow.
Yeah, really happy that paid off.
Dude, it was the adolescent one we fought in the other campaign was really tough. So I am so glad you did that.
Yeah, it's really good for big monsters, is what I'm starting to realize. So that's what I try to use it on.
Luckily, it's not very wise.
Oh no, yeah. But yeah, very fortunate it didn't get a turn in. So.
Yeah, sorry, it ended quickly. It all came to a conclusion quite quickly. All because of Vasily showing up, of course. But you guys each get 1,350 XP from slaying the Rumoraz and some winter wolves.
Where's this green lady they keep asking about? Who I have no idea who that is.
It's another green lady.
Oh, really? Yeah, he has maybe me and Vasily are similar with their fascination with green ladies. A good color.